Hey, what's going on, guys? Ryan Sprague here from Somewhere in the Ring, and Andrew and I just wrapped an awesome episode of the podcast. We can't wait to share it with you soon, but before we do that, we need your help. We need your ratings and reviews, specifically on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify, the two largest platforms in the world to get podcasts. Now, we are a small independent podcast, and we are going up against some pretty big hitters in the wrestling world. So in order to get featured, in order for us to find new listeners and gain visibility, we need your help. And that starts with a rating and a review over on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify. It takes just a couple moments, but it means the world of difference to us. So from Andrew and I, thank you so much for your unwavering support. We can't wait to keep doing the show, and we hope you will consider a rating and review for us somewhere in the ring.
The following podcast is scheduled for one recording with no time limit. Making their way down to Somewhere in the Ring, Andrew Sanford and Ryan Sprague.
I don't want to say I'm going to be obnoxious, and I think we can jump in right here too. But
Okay, let's do it.
I think this is going to be me at my most judgy for a lot of things that happened at All In last night. I think that I just don't know what's going on over there, and I'm really interested to see if they get that big contract signed with Warner Brothers Discovery. This is Somewhere in the Ring. I'm Andrew Sanford. This is my co-host Ryan Sprague. We talk about wrestling. Sometimes we talk about other stuff. Today we're talking about AEW. Welcome everybody.
We just dove right in.
Dove right in. Because it's AEW had their big All In last night, and this is the third one.
What was
the
that?
first
Is a
one
great
called?
question,
The
because
very one was called All In, right?
it was. However, was it in London? That's my question.
No, I think it was in Vegas.
Okay, so last year was the
they
first
were
London.
going all in on the theme.
There we go.
If I remember correctly, because that was the one that Cody Rhodes talked about recently. How I guess in the Young Bucks book, they said that Cody Rhodes was like last of the contract signing, and he was basically just like, yeah, other stuff needed to get done first.
Apparently, yeah.
Get our backer.
Well, okay. So let's be upfront with our audience before we do our recap of All In. Andrew, were you able to watch any of the event this past Sunday?
It was me by myself with my kids all day yesterday, and then into this morning. I have had chances to look. I saw a clip or two. I've seen Bryan Danielson standing in the ring with Nikki Bella. Apologies to whichever.
Good question. It's one of the
twins, so I don't feel too bad. But identical twins, and his family. And I thought I've seen the bloody pictures. I've seen a lot of pictures and a lot of recaps that I can look at real quickly while trying to stay awake. Not because of them, because of physical exhaustion. I went down a slide with both the boys today, and you can only kind of see the rug burns that or slide burns that I have, because they insisted I go down with them, even though it's a children's slide.
You're looking a little like Darby Allin.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, well, you will in just a few minutes.
There's no glass in my back. Oh,
I have a lot
He wrestled last night, didn't he? Ooh.
He did. I have a lot to say about that match, actually, more than most. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to basically run through All In, because I was able to watch most of it. And like you mentioned, I watched a few clips of matches. I wasn't able to watch all the way through, but I watched a good portion of it. Sure. And I'll say off the bat, I was thoroughly entertained for most of it. But we'll get to my grades on All In London.
And AEW is very good at putting on pay-per-views. And I appreciate that I feel like they do one every 2 to 3 months, which is cool. And I think at least justifies the, what is it, $50 to get one of those?
It was $49.99. So you're off by 1 penny, my friend. 1 penny.
Damn it. Every time.
You didn't go all in.
Hey, there were rumors recently that Tony Khan, I call him Khan because we're close, was in Paris with Mr. David Zaslav. I call him Mr. David Zaslav because we're not close and I want him to leave. But that they were meeting and that there are just details that need to get ironed out with AEW, and so that AEW's pay-per-views and content will be on Max. I don't see that happening. I don't know. It's something I was actually writing about at Pajiba this morning, pajiba.com. And look, there are other better writers at Pajiba. You guys should go read at Pajiba. But I every now and then will try to be silly and give my view on events. And Warner Brothers Discovery is in rough shape, to put it mildly. And I don't see them then going, well, they're going to have some extra money because they just lost rights to or are going to lose the right to air NBA games, which was huge for them, specifically TNT. And they bungled that significantly, again, thanks to Mr. David Zaslav. But it's, so I don't see them shelling out money. I would sooner see Tony Khan be like, I'm just going to buy Warner Brothers because it's going to cost me maybe like $30 million.
Could be a smart move. It could be a smart move. Let's be honest.
I don't know. Like at this point, he's gonna do it or Apple's gonna do it. Somebody, I would bet money. Well, and look, Apple has no back catalog, really. They've been making plenty of shows, but one of the things that hurts their streaming services is they have no back catalog. If they bought Warner Brothers, they would have a significant one. So, and I think they would probably be better at using it and not be renting it out to all these different places. But I digress. If AEW ends up on a streaming service, then I'm going to start watching their pay-per-views pretty regularly. I can't, in good conscience, shell out $50 currently in my current state. I am happy for people that can, and I think there is an excitement to that. And again, I do think that it helps that they only do them like once every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, it's a big event, and as we'll see, like this All-In was pretty much comparable to last year. They were off by about 20,000 people. It was not sold out.
Really?
Yeah, it was in the 50,000 range instead of 70,000, which was last year. You could tell there were you could see a lot of red seats, empty seats in that arena. Man. But I mean, dude, Wembley is freaking huge. I've been there. I remember I was on one side of the stadium. My friend was on the other, and I yelled, and they couldn't even hear me. That's how big this arena is. And the ring looks this is the problem with all of these big arena shows, WrestleMania as well. The ring looks so damn small when they really zoom out and you can see all the people that I don't know. It takes these outside shows just take something away. I don't care if it's WWE, AEW. I don't like it. I never have. I probably never will.
Interesting.
It sucks the air out of everything. It sucks the noise out, the cheering, and I just don't get the same experience. And that did go for this event as well, which we'll get to. But I will say, this crowd, all 50,000 instead of 70,000, were on fire, man. They were there. They showed up, and they really had a good time for most of it. Man,
we might have to do a commentary on it. I am going to throw this out there so I don't forget. There is an arena match, and I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I think I've honestly never really thought about that before. But there is an arena match with Kerry Von Erich against, I believe, Ric Flair that they reference in the movie, The Iron Claw, that I have watched the actual, and it is deafening. It is it's crazy. And that's in like Georgia. Like it is it's not the and Georgia never gets
Georgia.
Yeah, right. I don't even know why I said it like that. But I think it was only like a 15,000 seater. So I think that might have something to do with it.
Okay.
I think when they're that big, I think you're onto something where it's just
everything goes up into the heavens, man. It does. Well, okay. So there were a ton of what they call 0-hour matches at All-In this year. Dark matches, basically, before,
they are dark matches.
As people are piling in, using the bathroom, getting their hot dogs, their beers,
Excuse me, sir. We're in London. They were getting baked beans and stringy bacon.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
Bangers and mash. Bangers
Fingers
and
and
mash.
mash. Thank you. Thank you.
I should know that by now.
Yeah, I said it. I'm coming at London. That's right.
You better be careful, bruv.
Woo, bro.
All right. I don't want to talk about all the dark matches, but there's one in particular that was pretty good, and one that I know you wanted to talk a little bit about.
Are they the
so
same?
I'm going to
Are
start.
they the same match?
Yes, I'm going to start
Oh,
with this
interesting.
one. This
Mhm.
was the 10-man tag team match. This had Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, Katsuyori Shibata, and Ross and Marshall Von Erich versus Matt Taven, Mike Bennett, Toa Limnoa, Bishop Khan, and Brian Cage. Whew, that was a 10-person tag team match, man. And this really got the crowd going. This is one of the last 0-hour matches, and it was on fire. I will say this. It was a pretty good match. I will go to the result here before we get to some of the gripes I think you might have with this. Rhodes, Guevara, and the Von Erichs and Shibata defeated Cage of Agony and the Undisputed Kingdom in this first 0-hour match.
Who pinned who?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I want to say
And
it was one of the Von
Kevin-
Erichs and
Gotcha.
Guevara.
And Kevin came out with them, right? Kevin Von Erich?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, when I told you about this 0-hour match, you said you might have a little issue with this one. What might that be?
I think it is indicative of Tony Khan's whole thing, and I think a lot of that was on display tonight or last night. And again, I did not watch this pay-per-view. I understand that, and I hear that some of the matches were fantastic, and I'm excited to hear about some of them. But just result-wise, on my Monday morning quarterbacking, Monday morning booker, I think that Tony Khan's thing, he sees wrestlers as people he can snatch, like assets he can snatch up really quickly without any thought past that. There are some, of course, that he works a little bit harder with. I was very excited to see where the Von Erichs would end up. I think it's a legacy family. It is somebody who, they are people who have a lot of heat behind them right now. They're a great young tag team, and it was exciting to see. And I think there was like some rumors about who they even said like, oh, we've been talking to a big promotion and we'll see what happens. And I guess they must have won the Ring of Honor titles somewhat recently.
That is correct.
And Ring of Honor owned by Tony Khan as well. So they'll probably be going in and out of AEW. And it's just a sea of talent at this point that makes everybody kind of less talented for that reason. Like nobody really gets a spotlight. There are like 4 or 5 people that get a big spotlight, and Khan feels like more interested in just being able to say that he got the Von Erichs before the WWE did without any real idea of what to do with them. Maybe I'll be wrong down the line, but like you look at a tag team like the Acclaimed, who should have gotten a bigger push and probably should have won last night. I know that they didn't. Spoil it. Sorry to jump ahead a little bit, but were it not for MJF, I would argue that AEW is absolutely terrible at building stars from within. Just bad. Just bad at it.
That's fair. That is fair, man. And how do you build
and Darby Allin, but even Darby Allin,
attack like
they had. And he's great, and I like Darby Allin, but I don't want to say they saddled him with Sting because that was a lot of fun stuff, but it's just I think their focus is so clearly on the past and not the present or future that it is just starting to get old.
It's not how you run a business. I know that. Well, okay. I'm gonna give that match a C+ for what it's worth. It was good. It was energetic. A lot of cool spots, but yeah, definitely belonged on the 0 hour. Unfortunately, but this was the first main card. I almost said episode. Match, Andrew. This was a London ladder match, and this was. Here we go. House of Black, which was Malachi Black, Buddy Matthews, and Brody King versus Claudio Castagnoli, I don't think I'm saying that right. Pac and Wheeler Yuta versus
You
the
can just call him
Bang Bang.
Cesaro. You can call him
Okay,
Cesaro.
that's
No,
fair.
no, that's not
Versus,
fair. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name either. Sorry, keep going.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to them. The Bang Bang Gang and versus the Patriarchy, which is Kristen Cage, Nick Wayne, and Kill Switch. This was a pretty entertaining match. I mean, you had ladders everywhere, you had tables, a bunch of high risk moves, bumps, spots, and yeah, this was a very aggressive match. Who do you think won this match before I tell you
Uh,
who did?
I have a question first. I actually already know who won the match, but I have more of a
Oh, okay.
question first.
Yeah.
Do they call Luchasaurus Kill Switch now?
They might. Shoot, do I have that here?
Because speaking of one of the few, and I guess it wasn't even like a homegrown thing. Let me see if I can find that out.
Yeah, that is a very
it,
good question.
It's so funny. I loved Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy and Austin Medelson. Okay, so wait, so name that team again. What? Yeah, they call him Kill Switch now. What the? Oh, I guess. Well, that used to be Christian's name. It's just dumb. It's
Yeah.
just dumb, and I don't get it. I just
Yeah.
don't get it. I'm so like sick of them just like kowtowing to. And I love Christian, and I'm already annoyed because I know what else happens with
I
Christian later
know.
on in the night, which
I
further proves
know.
my point.
We'll get to
God.
it.
Sorry, keep going. I'm glad they had a fun ladder match. And I wish the trios thing.
I'm glad they
Like
had fun.
a 12-man ladder match sounds awesome. And we got 3 teams. I like the people on these teams. I like 6. I like Claudio C. I'm just not going to try to pronounce his last name. I like
I
like
butchered it,
House
yeah.
of Black. I like Luchasaurus. I'm not calling him Kill Switch. I like Christian. I like these people. I just like. Oh God! And some of it could be on me. I will acknowledge that I'm not as steeped in AEW as we often admit here, but like, good Lord, man, Lord.
It was a lot, and it was really hard to focus during this match because there were different spots going on at the same time. You didn't know where the focus was supposed to be. The crowd was into it, but you could also tell that even being there, they were like, "Where am I supposed to be looking right now? Like, what am I supposed to be cheering for?" It was messy. I think messy
Sure.
would be the right word.
Sure.
So let's see. Castagnolia, PAC, and Wheeler ended up winning this, what they call the AEW World Trios Championship. So there you go. Those are the winners
Nice.
of that match.
Oh, and it was Wheeler Yuta. Yeah, Wheeler Yuta. Yeah, that's a great team. Those are 3 great wrestlers. And I almost feel like they have the trios title because there are just so many people. Like they just have no other choice.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Like they
all
have
three
to
of
have
all 3 of those guys could be world champions or all-American champions or whatever dumb thing they changed the international title to so they can have MJF be the he's an all-American but he's a bad guy because he's an all-American. I'm like, guys, this is nothing. It's stupid. It's a stupid gimmick. Like, just let MJF be MJF. Whoa.
Oh man, Andrew, tell us how you really feel, buddy. All right. Here was one of my favorite matches of the night. I love Tony Storm. I know we don't talk AEW a lot on the show, but this character is just like, I just freaking love it. Sunset Boulevard is probably one of my favorite all-time musicals as a musical nerd. And it reminds me so much of that main character in that show. And I just freaking love it, man. I love this program that these two have had, Mariah May and Tony Storm, the betrayals, the backstabbing, the loyalties, like all of it. It's just been amazing kind of following this
I just want to point out that the only reason I laughed is because you basically just went, screw Billy Wilder. I'm going Andrew Lloyd Webber. Forget the movie. We're going to go to the musical adaptation from the 90s.
The movie is incredible.
Damn.
It's
all right. It's all right. You're good.
I totally forgot about the movie for a second. No, that movie is incredible. AEW Women's World Championship, Timeless Tony Storm versus Mariah May. This was, what did I write here? It was an emotionally and physically intense match. It was bloody and brutal. And Toni Storm she's not the best wrestler, but she embodies her character so well.
Sure.
She's crazy, dude. Like, there were parts in this match where you could literally see her brain just breaking. Her mom was in attendance in the front row, and she
Okay.
went up and, for no reason that we know of, just slapped her mom across the
Slapped
face.
her own mother.
Slapped her mother in front of
Let's go.
50,000
Okay.
people.
Okay.
I don't know if this is part of a storyline, if this is something they just wanted to shock people with, but it just like broke my brain at that moment. They just cut to her and she just smacks this woman in the front row. And I'm like, damn, like,
Cool.
she's going to get sued for that. And then I found out it was her mom. So that was interesting. However, this match was an instant classic. It really showed off the talents of both of these wrestlers and performers. And
Cool.
yeah, the crowd went bonkers for it, man.
Nice.
So it's clear they've been following this story for a
Mhm.
while, and that it's something that the audience has invested a lot into. And it seems like this may be the end of this program between these two. And Mariah May came out on top and defeated
Really?
Toni Storm to
Nice.
win the title. So we have a new women's world champion.
Cool.
Yeah, I gave it an A+.
Nice. I saw that. I'm gonna, even though I didn't see it, I'm gonna give it an A+ because I saw that sweet blood in the bleach blonde hair.
Yep,
thing
you
that
love
I
that.
Yep, love it. It always makes it look way worse. A+.
Yep. They know what they're doing when it comes to that. That's for sure. The learning tree. Okay, so Chris Jericho came out like he did last year at All In, singing his music, like his Fozzy music, and it was awesome. It was like a rock concert. So I'll never get sick of that. Like, the dude, like you mentioned last week, Chris Jericho knows how to reinvent himself time and time and time again. And when he can use his talents, such as singing and acting and playing this learning tree character, I just love it. The audience hates him, but I love it.
And
This was
at least he's leaning into that, you know.
He's leaning into it. He's absolutely leaning into it. Like, many times throughout this match, and when he was singing coming in, he was just turning to the crowd and saying, "Thank you, guys. Thank you guys."
Nice.
Even though they were booing the hell out of him. This is for the FTW Championship. Hook versus Chris Jericho. And did you know that Hook is Taz's son? I had no idea.
I had never heard that, not once.
Yeah,
I don't think
apparently.
I don't think they brought that up at all. That's
so
crazy.
That is a thing. Yeah. And this was actually Hook's third time going for the FTW title. It was pretty good.
He's been in a program with Jericho for months, hasn't he? Like, I feel
while.
like, yeah.
I think Jericho said 6 months or maybe longer.
And I get, like, who knows what'll happen. I believe Hook's contract is up at like the end of the year. And I don't. Who knows what'll happen? But it is just look, if we're building to this point, because I know how this match ends, at least it seems like they went the right direction. But I feel like Hook was really hot before this program started, and this is not a shot at Jericho. And then he just kind of plateaued with this.
Okay. Yeah.
The thing is, I feel like with the problem if they keep doing with these younger wrestlers, and I get it to an extent, is they're like, all right, what old guy can we pair them with?
Put them with somebody.
That is not. Yep. What veteran? What, like? I don't even mean old guy disparagingly. I mean, what experienced person can we put them with? And I get it, but like, for the love of God, that's not how you make superstars. Superstars make each other.
Yeah.
They don't, like, there are plenty of times where an older wrestler has put over a younger wrestler. Probably not as much as there should be, but it happens. That is part of the business. But the business is really at its most magic and its most clicking when you have two younger up and coming stars who are making each other better. I think like MJF and Will Ospreay is a good version of that. Oh shoot, who is the or just even think about like the Dudley. Well, Dudleys had been around a little bit longer, but like the Hardys and Edge and Christian,
Hardys,
like, stuff
Edge,
like that.
Christian,
like,
totally.
Yeah, like there are ways for that to work. in a way that's exciting for everybody without having to be like, oh, we got to make them prove themselves again. That seems to be AEW's thing to fall back on all the time, and WWE does it plenty as well. And I'm just
everyone
can
can
just
be
be very
blamed.
boring to me. Yep.
I get that. I get that. Well, Jericho's cronies came out to interfere. And this is when Taz actually left the announce table. He came and helped Hook. Yeah, he ended up let's see, putting a hold, I think, on one of the interferers. I don't have their names.
Did he do the Taz mission? Did he do the Taz mission?
I believe so. I don't remember.
That's fair.
The moves are hazy to me, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Like that IPA, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Let me see here. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got the result here. Hook actually made Jericho tap out. Can you believe that?
Nice.
Yeah, to win the match and win the title. So Hook defeated Jericho to win the FTW title. Unfortunately, the match was not as good as I had hoped. I gave this one a C.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's move on to... We have the World Tag Team Championship. This was a three-way dance, they called it. It was the Young Bucks defending against FTR and the Acclaimed. It's a good match. Good match. Some fun spots, but there wasn't much chemistry between these three pairs. Like, they just did not mesh. They didn't work well together. At least that's the way it came across to me. Honestly, man, I don't have much to say about this one. The Young Bucks defeated FTR and the Acclaimed. Yep. So
it's just like, all right, let's throw together who we have. Like,
I know.
Even in the like peripheral following of AEW, I know that there's not much heat between these three teams. That FTR is kind of just like stuck spinning their wheels. Working with the Young Bucks, like it's just still a holdover. It feels like a holdover. The Punk stuff. I am speaking like Mr. David Zaslav. I would like to just see the Young Bucks go away. I'm tired of them. I feel like the Young Bucks are the version of what Cody Rhodes did not want to be in this company.
Yep.
Which is the people who are in charge who just put themselves in all the top positions. I'm sick of them. I think they're bad. I hate their spot fest wrestling, so it could be like a little bit of bias on my point. I have never enjoyed a match of theirs that I've watched, and the fact that they still have those titles over people like I hope the Acclaim just gets out of there at some point. I think they would be great over in WWE.
Agreed.
WWE needs to work on its tag division a little bit, but I think adding a team like the Acclaimed or the Acclaimed and FTR, they could work with a little bit better. But that being said, though, when I really think about it, the matches between like Pretty Deadly and DIY have been good. Tama Tonga and Tongaloa are good tag champs. Like they're the R-Truth and Miz. The Awesome Truth is good. As much as I can't stand them, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are a fun tag team. Street Profits, like these are all guys that WWE is better at throwing teams together in a way that still they can at least build some kind of heat between the two of them a week or two before the match.
Yes.
And AEW is just not as good at that. They usually have, and then if the matches aren't good, then who cares? It feels like they kind of have a house show mentality towards their pay-per-views, which is like, we're just going to put on the best matches, but then we'll have some other like storylines that are going, but it's mainly going to be about these matches. And if the match is no good, who cares?
Right.
So
we'll just do another one next week. Yeah. Just throw two more teams together. I know, man. Let's see here. I missed. This was a good one. I don't have a slide, but I missed the gauntlet match, the casino gauntlet match.
Oh, that's okay.
Let's talk about that one.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
20 participants.
Yeah, something like that. But we should mention a few notable things during the gauntlet match.
All right.
We had Nigel McGuinness showing up. We had Zack Sabre Jr. And we also had the debut of Ricochet. So Ricochet has officially gone elite. He got a huge pop, came out in AEW colors, and the place went nuts. I'm not going to lie. Andrew, what do you, I can see it in your eyes. What do you got to say when I said Ricochet?
There is no better visual representation of what is wrong with AEW than a new WWE superstar who is hot and should be moved up to the world title picture coming out and getting lost in a sea of other wrestlers
20
in a
wrestlers.
big 20-person match that a former WWE veteran then goes on to win. That is a perfect. How do you not bring Ricochet in and just have him win the match?
Yep.
And put him in the world title picture immediately. That's one of the biggest free agent signings they've had since Swerve Strickland. Why? Why wait?
It was very poorly constructed. I will say that. While it was entertaining, you had Christian Cage actually like leave, go hide, and let everyone wrestle, and then comes out and ends up winning the match as he does as this ultimate cowardly heel, as it were. And again, kind of left Ricochet in the background to be forgotten by the end of this match. So
but he went out and argued with Adam Page, and like I'm gonna assume that they fought in NXT. I don't know if they fought before that in the Indies and they're capitalizing on that, fine. But this idea that they're just like, we're gonna go out and pair him with the guy at WWE that everybody's already seen him wrestle. Dumb. And Ricochet is dumb for going over there. And that's like all respect to Ricochet, but I hope they threw the bag at that man. But good Lord, go someplace, go to New Japan, or maybe he doesn't want to. I'm not like, it's so good that there are other companies that wrestlers can jump to that aren't WWE, where they can still make a living and still build their profile. And that is incredibly important to the ecosystem of pro wrestling. And I can understand him maybe wanting to not go over to TNA because TNA is so intrinsically linked with WWE currently. But good Lord, AEW is going to mishandle him wildly. Like everybody else that's gone over there, again, with the exception of like Swerve Strickland, as far as this like young class of wrestlers who are finding another place to show, have been mishandled. Every single one. Every single one.
Single one of them. You're right. I can't argue that at
No,
all.
the only people that they have used are your Bryan Danielsons, your Christian Cages, who knows what's happening with poor Big Show. Mark Henry is out of there already. He even talked about, he's like, once you go over there and see how it's run, it's not the same, and you immediately want to go back. Like, it's just, it's pointless. But again, I hope Ricochet got his money. I'm glad he got that pop. I hope they take him seriously and use him more efficiently than WWE was. But
at least he can rest a little more. He's not going to be out on the road, 5 days a week and all that. So
Absolutely.
Hopefully it'll, prolong his career, I guess is a good way to put it.
Oh yeah,
he's a dangerous wrestler. Not dangerous in terms of
no. Yeah, I know what you meant.
He's a fantastic wrestler. Yeah. Well, let's move to the AEW American Championship. Will Ospreay versus MJF. Will Ospreay got an insane homecoming pop. This was a good match, man. Like, I've never been a huge fan of MJF's wrestling, but the dude can go. He can really go when he puts in the time and the effort. Let's see. Really good, intense match. And then someone clad in black showed up to stop MJF from using brass knuckles to cheat. Classic heel move. This person was revealed to be Daniel Garcia. Do you know who this is?
I only saw this. I just know that I believe he's another AEW homegrown wrestler who I think MJF was on a team with until recently.
Okay. Interesting.
Yes, yeah.
All right. Well, this distraction was enough to set up Ospreay to perform a Tiger Driver to get the pin and win the championship in his home country of England. So there you go, man. I gave this match an A. I thought they both gave it their all. What was really cool was when they went to give Ospreay the belt, he said, absolutely not. I don't want that piece of crap American title. I want my international or intercontinental, whatever it's called, title belt. And they ended up bringing that title out for him. So that was cool. I liked that.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Thus, hopefully dismantling this weird American
It'll fall on
thing
a
that
lot.
MJF's got going on.
At least there's that. But
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Let's move to another
Hey.
WWE veteran. We had the TBS championship. The name of that championship cracks me up. Britt Baker versus Mercedes Moné. This was not good. This just was not a good match at all. Probably one of the weakest of the whole night. Britt Baker just could not keep up athletically with Monet. Mercedes is obviously the better, more experienced, I should say, wrestler out of the two. And you could just see it. Chemistry was off, match was off. The audience was dead during this. And I think a big part of that had to do with the Osprey MJF match before it. Like that thing tore down the house. So it was really hard to follow that match. And look, Mercedes came out with some corgis. It was awesome. She had a great entrance, man, like Queen Elizabeth or something. It made sense. But yeah, just Britt Baker could not keep up with her in any way, shape, or form, which is unfortunate because Britt Baker's great. Another homegrown.
I like Britt Baker.
You know?
Yeah.
Let's see
I
here.
think was she in NXT very briefly? I think she was actually in NXT briefly.
I think you're right, actually.
I could be wrong. Why does my computer keep exiting me out of the screen? I'm still here.
You're still
my
here.
Computer...
I could see.
Oh, okay. Could you see me that whole time?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Oh, my computer keeps going into screensaver mode for some reason.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
Some tech talk for the folks at home.
TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah. Oh no. I guess. Well, let me see. That's so fun. I could have swore she was very briefly in NXT, but it looks like that's not the case.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. But now she was in IWC. She's definitely done it. Yeah, no, all AEW since 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, like this just was not her night, their night.
It happens.
It happens. I gave this a C. Was just a flat match, unfortunately.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay, let's move to we're getting there, man. The coffin match.
I was like, okay, main event. Nope, we're still going, huh?
Nope, we're still going, man.
Yeah.
This is all in, baby. We got the coffin match for the TBS Championship. Darby Allin versus Jack Perry. I will run through this quick.
Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. That is the TNT Championship, not the TBS Championship.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
TBS. Yeah. Because for this one, this championship knows drama. Okay.
God.
This ain't your American Dad. Okay. This ain't your American Dad reruns. This is Rizzoli Isles. Okay, so let's
good
put
reference.
A respect on the name. Thank you.
Very good reference. Well, it was definitely a dramatic match.
And of a certain age. Sorry, keep going,
Andrew. It was definitely a dramatic match. You stepped over my transition. Darby Allin entered with thumbtacks glued to his face, which he would eventually use to grate Perry's face. Dude, it was gruesome. Yeah, so that was a thing that happened.
There you go. Mr. That's Real Glass gets to cut himself and bleed. Oh, God.
So, during this match, after some brutal spots and whatnot, throwing them around the coffin, tables, you name it, they were doing it. Jack Perry got a bag from under the ring and revealed it to be broken glass. He would several times yell to the camera and to us at home that this was real glass. It's real glass, guys. It's real glass. Do you get it? Do you guys get that? Do you guys get that at home? You get it, right? What I'm doing, real glass. Okay. Dude, it was so effing obnoxious. I couldn't even handle it.
Why are you obsessed with me? That's right? CM Punk. That's CM Punk.
Well, here's the thing. This got over with the crowd there. They ate it up. They immediately started chanting FCF, CF, Punk, FCM Punk.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go, man. Good job, Jeff Perry.
I also I just looking at this picture, even just looking at this picture, and like, look, everybody has to grow and change and make the business interesting for themselves and all this different stuff. But he was so fun as Jungle Boy. He was so fun, and you don't even you don't want to call yourself Jungle Boy anymore. Fine, you don't want to but I'm not buying this neckbeard. I'm super serious. I'm tough. I cut people. It's just bad. It doesn't work for him, and it works. Even the parts of it that do work significantly less than his other persona. Like, it's not what he's good at, and I hate it.
That's fair.
Like,
that is fair.
I'm just sick of it. I like, at least the Darby Allin's an insane person, and I actually think the sticking thumbtacks to his face, as much as I'm not down with that, at least that it's just his character being his character and evolving over time and doing the same stuff that he does. It's inventive. It's weird. He is going to be in an early grave, and that makes me sad. But do what you got to do, Darby Allin. But good Lord, he's
going to be in an early grave twice.
Yeah. Yes.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, yay. But I can't. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
I'm done complaining. I'm sure people are sick of hearing me complaining, so let's just keep going.
Okay. Mr. Sunshine over here. The fight spilled to the top of the stage where Perry tied Darby's feet together. Darby's hopping around, but Perry throws him off the stage through a table. Perry gets a body bag, zips Darby up, and drags him to the coffin. Darby sits up, zombie-like, and Perry drills him with a running knee and slams the coffin closed to win the match. However, we're not done. We're not done. Guess who comes out, Andrew? Your favorite duo, the Young Bucks, come out with gasoline and they douse the coffin. Perry is about to light it on fire when the lights go out and Sting comes to Darby's rescue. Sting takes a chair shot from Perry, unfazed, drops the Young Bucks with a scorpion death drop, and the Elite scatter like roaches. Sting helps Darby to the back, and the crowd went insane. The end of that match.
Cool. Let's move on.
All right, I give it a B minus. Let's go. We're there.
We still have 15 more matches to talk about. Oh, okay, good.
We're finally at the main event of All In London. We have for the AEW World Championship, Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson.
Now,
this was
before this though.
Yeah,
I believe Swerve Strickland had a live contract signing during this event.
I missed that. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right.
It's okay. No, it's okay. Yeah, he had a live contract signing, which had been actually in the news. He had not been shy about talking about. And it's so funny to me. I mean, who knows what Khan promised him? Maybe they're like, look, we're going to do this for Bryan, and then we'll get the belt back on you at some point, which, like, unless that's in writing, I wouldn't buy it. But I think I just wanted to point that out. I think it's another, like, again, I hope Swerve Strickland is making a lot of money. But what if somebody else wants to retire in 6 months and then they got to spend 5 months giving them a send off again? Then what's he going to do? Right. What happens with, like, you know, when Braun Strowman decides he doesn't want to be in the WWE anymore and they bring him over and make a huge deal out of it? And I just don't know what oh God, I'm just tired. You go ahead, Ryan.
I caught you on a bad day, man.
Whoa,
so AEW World
it's not you.
Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland. We're never going to talk AEW again. I think that's what's going to happen. Dude, this was a barn burner. I'm just going to say it was.
I bet. Oh, I'm sure.
Fantastic match. They were both super focused, and Swerve was relentless throughout this match, and he was brushing off everything Danielson was throwing at him. Like, Swerve has never looked stronger. He's never looked more confident. This was the best match I've ever seen him have, honestly.
Cool.
And while I may not have seen many, I've seen enough to know that he gave this his all. Phenomenal match.
Sorry.
Let me see here. And Danielson did great. Like
Of course.
he
Oh
really
yeah.
showed that he's still got a lot of gas in the
Mhm.
tank, as we will
One
get
of
to
the
in a
greatest
moment
ever.
here.
One of the
Yeah,
greatest ever.
absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Oh, I should also mention in this match, we had Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross on commentary, which was so cool.
Oh. Oh,
So
nice.
cool to have
Yeah,
both
yeah,
of them
yeah.
calling this
D-
match the main event of the night.
Does Shivani? I know Jr. doesn't really do it. Is Shivani still doing it regularly? Was he on
Yeah.
the rest of the night or no? Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, he was on most of the night. I think
Hot
JR
take.
was on a couple matches, but yeah.
Hot take. Shivani has one of, if not my favorite announcer voice.
It's great. It's so
He's my
soothing.
I think he's my
Yeah.
favorite. I don't know what it is.
There's
I think
something
that's
about it.
yeah. I love Tony Schiavone.
Yeah. When you get him and Ross together, it's just
Oh
like
yeah.
pure silk, man. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's see here. Well, let's just say it was a good match, and it was a dream come true for Bryan Danielson, who ended up winning. This is the first time Swerve has ever tapped out, and he did to Bryan Danielson for Danielson to win the championship. Crowd went nuts. Everyone went crazy. Danielson's wife and kids came in the ring. They started playing the final countdown of music and fireworks. What's that stuff called? Confetti. I almost said
There we go.
graffiti.
Got there.
Confetti started coming down. It was a great way to end the night. And we have a new AEW World Championship for how long? Who knows? But fade to black, man, and that was the end of AEW's All-In London.
So it's going to be Bryan Danielson against Christian. That's what they're building towards.
Yep, that's what it looks like. We got two
Okay.
veterans
Sure.
going for the championship.
Why not? I don't know. If you're having Swerve Strickland tap out for the first time in AEW or ever, that's the first time ever, is what you said.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just AEW or not, but yeah.
Why not have a younger wrestler do it? Why not let Hook do it or something? And
yeah, dude, I hate tap outs.
That.
I hate
really?
Outs. I'm just gonna say, for this to end the night, I'm just not a fan. Like, I want the 1, 2, 3. I want the crowd to go nuts on the 3. Sure. Like, I want it to be as classic as possible. And 2 matches, at least 2, in this event ended with a tap out, and I'm just not a fan. I'm just not a fan.
I like that.
Hell
yeah.
I don't know. All right, so I'm giving All In an overall A-. I will say this: any pay-per-view that can get me to want to watch the next televised event to see what happens, I think is a success.
Yeah.
And in my eyes, I do want to see what comes from the fallout from a lot of these matches. Even though I'm not entirely invested in AEW's product, I want to see what happens with all of these matches. So,
nice.
Yeah, I will be watching their next televised event. And I think it was a success overall.
Nice.
I don't know monetarily if it was a success for Tony Khan. I'm sure it was, but it was a success in my eyes overall.
Yeah. Once you get to a certain amount of money, anything is a success monetarily.
Very good point.
Except death. Like that. Exactly. and even then.
And even then.
So let's fire these off.
Let's get through it. Yeah, we spent enough time on All In.
And it's fun. Spoiler. So Bash in Berlin.
Yeah, prediction time,
this
baby.
Saturday. I will be working a double show, so I will be avoiding spoilers all day, and then watching it when I get home at night. Yep. Looking forward to it.
Well,
should be a fun time.
I will say this, because it's in Europe, I'm lucking out, man. I'm actually going to get to watch this live at a decent time here in Europe. So
sweet.
I promise I won't be texting you.
Oh, that's all right. I'm just glad that the whatever last one I had to wait for because of work, I had SummerSlam, I think it was. I had to wait to start it over until like 1 a.m. So I think I'll be able to at least watch this when I get home straight through. So that'll be nice.
Okay.
So we got the Unholy Union against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. And go ahead. What's your prediction for this match?
I see a title change.
Really?
I don't. The Unholy Union just isn't landing for people. They put on a hell of a match this past week, actually. which I thought was fantastic. So I have no doubt this match is going to be really good, and I am predicting that it's going to open the event. That's why I put it first here.
Gotcha.
But I do. Now that I think, okay, I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with it.
Go
I
ahead.
see a title change only because I want to see more of Bianca Belair. I really do. I think she's kind of been put in the background for a while now. So
Yeah.
personally, I'm seeing a title change here, man.
I think that's fair. I think that we are going to see the titles stay there, and that you are going to see a little feud started between Bianca and Jade.
Ooh, a breakup.
Yeah, it's something that I haven't really been looking forward to, but it seems like it's kind of got to build towards that. They need to build Jade Cargill more as a singles wrestler, having her in a program with Bianca Belair, who's kind of like, can just kind of do whatever she wants right now.
Yeah, that's such a good point. There's nothing left she can do for Jade. Like she's elevated her as far as she can. Yeah.
Right. Unless they actually wrestle, which could be some good matches. So
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking for that one.
Okay.
But we'll see.
That's fair.
All right, we got the Terror Twins, Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley against the Judgment Day, Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan.
Mixed tag team match, man.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
You're getting your mixed tag team.
Yeah, it's true. Well, Liv Morgan is never going to fight Damian Priest, but nor will we get to see. We might get to see Rhea Ripley smack the hell out of Dirty Dom. I shaved out my Dirty Dom stash today. So
thank you for doing that.
Oh, my pleasure. Yeah, and I think this will probably be a good one. I do not see a world where Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley win this match. I think it probably won't be a clean finish, but there's no way they're going to win this match. There's just no way.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Liv and Dom. They're probably going to cheat. Maybe we'll get a new Judgment Day member or something. But yeah, I feel like they got to. I think they need to add somebody. I really like Finn Balor, and I've grown accustomed to JD McDonough, and I love Carlito, and I like these two. I think they could use one more person. I don't know who that would be.
It could be? Okay, you don't have
no idea.
Okay.
No idea.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be a surprise. But I can see this as an opportunity to introduce somebody as like kind of they don't really have an enforcer, which WWE is obsessed with right now with Jacob Fatu. But I think they need somebody who's like, I think Damian Priest was the out and out, like most physically dominant in Judgment Day, and then I think they need a new person.
Okay, that's totally fair. That's fair. No leaders, though. No leaders. I would have to agree. I see some shenanigans, some cheating. I think Liv's going to retain, and it's just going to make us hate this power couple even more. So I am also going with Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio.
Nice.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All
right. We got what will probably be the match of the night. I would be very surprised if this a strap match, CM Punk against Drew McIntyre. I think Punk's got to win this, so they go 1-1, and then they have a nice little tiebreaker.
Love it. I 100% agree.
And I think they're really going to beat the hell out of each other with this one.
This is going to be brutal, man.
It's going to be real brutal. And it makes me... just seeing these two together makes me happy. Everything about the storyline has made me happy. Even in the video game, they play well against each other. Like, it's just a fun. I am the farthest from sick of this storyline as I could possibly be. Like, it is. I am up. Almost every other one, I'm kind of like with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I'm just waiting to see what they do next with bated breath.
It's got to be a 1-1 to lead to a third match. You're right. I'm CM Punk
at Bad Blood, and
yes,
maybe it's a Hell in a Cell.
It's a Hell in a Cell, baby. We're on the same page. I love it. I love it. I'm with you.
I would love that so much.
Can I just add in this image that we have on the screen? If you're watching this on YouTube, it confuses me because it looks like they're like holding hands, even though they're
a little bit. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah. I know.
It looks like they're best buds. Yeah. Anyways,
yeah.
I digress. What do we got next?
Orton and Gunther. This is going to be one of those rare instances. Well, I know I've talked about this already a little bit. I think like an episode or two ago with this state of WWE. I still think there is a world where Gunther could lose this match, and they just move
Really?
him over. Yeah, they just move him over to challenging Cody Rhodes.
Wow.
But
Straight
uh,
to the undisputed. Wow.
yeah, I think he's worth it. I think he's kind of languishing with a smaller title.
Okay.
I don't think he needed this one. I think he should already be in the world heavyweight title match. I think this belt needs him more than he needs the belt.
You did say that last week. Yes.
So but that being said, man, I'm just gonna say it. I think Randy Orton wins this match. If I'm wrong, I'm
Wow.
wrong. But since we're having fun here, I think Randy Orton wins, and I think he again, Orton doesn't need anybody. He doesn't need the Universal title. But I think this World Heavyweight title could be taken even further if Orton has it.
I love it. I love that, man. Well, I'm gonna play it safe, just as I think
That's
Triple
fair.
H and Creative are gonna do. It is Berlin. I think this is like the one time Gunther's gonna be the baby face. They're both gonna be baby faces. Let's be honest. Berlin can't hate the freaking Viper, but I do think that Gunther is going to retain. I think there's still story to be told with him
Sure.
and this championship to get him to the point of undisputed with Cody, because that's in a weird place now, which we'll get to in just a moment, of who are some good challengers for Cody. But yeah,
Sure.
I'm sticking with Gunther.
That's fair. I like that choice.
And our main event, I think, who knows? I'm assuming this will be the main event.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet. I do think there's a world where Gunther is the main event.
Yeah,
but that's what happens when you have just a lot going on.
Yep.
Cody's probably going to win this match. You and I were talking about this earlier via text, but Kevin Owens has made it clear recently in an interview with Sports Illustrated that his contract is up at the end of next year. He has yet to, or the beginning of next year. He's yet to sign a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't. Man. I would hate to see Kevin Owens leave, and I think you and I are falling on different sides of that coin. But
I don't see it.
Don't see it. Yeah, that's fair.
I don't see. I just think I think he's one of these loyal WWE people. Then again, I've said that in the past about people who have hopped over. Never thought I would see Edge go over there.
Yeah.
He did it for personal reasons to be around Christian and have some matches with him and whatnot. But I don't know. I'm foreseeing a heel turn.
Man, Christian's going to win that belt, huh? Just so they can have Edge against Christian for the world title.
You're right. Now that I think about it. Oh man, why'd you go there?
You think I want this?
You think
this just happened? Okay, I'm going to this in real time.
Andrew, let's get back to this match. Why are you bringing me? Don't bring up my Edge. Don't bring up my baby Edge. We got more important things to talk. Baby Edge, what the hell was that? Okay, that didn't happen. Whew. So, Andrew, who you got winning this one?
Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes.
Same.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think what we're gonna see is a very brutal Kevin Owens. I think he's gonna. I think he's offended at this challenge that Cody gave to him. I think Cody feels pity almost for him.
Sure.
Sure. And I think Kevin is going to remind him who he is and what he's capable of. Dude, you want to challenge me for that belt? Like, all right, let's go. Let's effing go. Yeah. And I could see this being pretty brutal. And Cody is willing to take some beatings. We've seen it with the Bloodline too. So, yeah, I think this is really going to really remind Cody who Kevin Owens is, and I could see him turning on him and really going after the belt in a very, I guess, just brutal way.
Yeah, I would love to see this turn Kevin Owens into, because you had mentioned him maybe leaning into being more of a heel, like a really vicious heel. And I think that's what Cody is missing right now. That is what his championship run is missing. So I think that would be nice. I hope somebody fills that role soon. But they just, It's not exactly like Rocky 3. Stay with me. Where Rocky wins the belt and is just going through all these like so challengers.
Yeah.
But I do think that with Roman Reigns now no longer being a heel, Cody Rhodes needs a big heel challenger. And I think
Yes.
Kevin Owens could be that person. But everybody, pardon me, just feels like a placeholder right now. And I think that's kind
Agreed.
of the appall over every Cody Rhodes championship match so far.
Yep. I'm so sick of Cody in the bloodline, man. I'm sick of
Yeah.
it. Like,
Yeah, it's just
we
not
can
interesting.
get back to it. We can get back to it when WrestleMania comes, all that. But for now, I want to see Kevin Owens become a vicious heel and be an actual competitor for this
Right.
belt against Cody. I could see this being a good program. It started friendly, a friendly match between two friends, and I just want to see this shit get bloody, and I want to see it continue on at Bad Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. I think that's a great point, and I could easily see these two going in a Hell in a Cell match.
Yep.
Reminiscent of they can call back to when Cody had that Hell in a Cell match against Seth Rollins with the big pectoral bruise.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We'll
very exciting. We'll see. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a good event. I know we have something in the outline here about how there's a rumor that there will be another match. I would be very surprised about that. Full disclosure to everybody, we are recording this on Monday afternoon / evening for Ryan. So Raw has not happened yet. By the time this comes out, something crazy might have happened. But oh no, well, we'll get this out before. Well, yeah, still.
This will be out Tuesday evening as
we're
recording. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe if something crazy happens, I'll hop on and record an amendment to add on.
There we go.
But,
and then we also have a SmackDown right before Bash in Berlin. So we have a chance of another match getting announced. So we'll see. Yeah. What would you want to see? Anything you want to see?
I would want to see Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa defend the tag belts in like a legit match. Now that they've established like you two are the champs, no more eye patch, no more Jacob Fatu being able to take the belts. Like they did that last week where it's like, no, you guys are the champs. No, Jacob Fatu is our enforcer. I want to see him go defend those belts. I want to see the Gorillas of Destiny or Doom or whatever they're called in New Japan. I think you want me to get behind this new bloodline. Show me what they're about. Give me a Jacob Fatu match. That's an awesome match. Give me a Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa match. That's a good match. Stop having Solo Sikoa talk, and we'll go from there.
That's fair, man. I want to see a Damage Control and a Pure Fusion collection match. Is that what they're called now?
I think so. Yeah.
I think that would be a really good match to put on this event. And then we would get basically 3 women's matches at a PLE, which I think would be awesome. So that's what I would want to see.
I'm down for that too.
We'll see what happens.
We'll be talking about it next week.
That's right. All right, my man. We did it. All in and Bash in Berlin predictions. Guys, find us on all the socials somewhere in the ring. Check out our Patreon for bonus content. Patreon.com/Somewhere in the Ring podcast. And join our very active Facebook page as well. Somewhere in the Ring podcast. Anything else, Andrew?
Thank you to Brian Whitmore for keeping that Facebook page a lot, like really running nonstop.
Amazing.
Shout out to Brian. Thank you, Brian.
Absolutely.
That's about it for me. Pay the Tithe on Vimeo, a short horror film I wrote and directed. You can watch that. Check out my work at Pajiba. September 7th, I will be in a performance of a Shakespeare version of The Devil Wears Prada, a movie I have not seen yet. I'm
come on, you gotta watch it.
I'm excited. I'll be playing Christian Thompson, someone smarmy apparently. I get to be.
Yep.
Yeah. So it should be a fun time. Those shows are always fun. And I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. Go to pajiba.com, pajiba.com. Give them some sweet clicks. So I love those folks over there. They're good people, good writers, and you should check out their work. Ryan, what you got going on? Anomicon, baby.
Anomicon. As they're listening to this, Anomicon is September 1st and 2nd, a Sunday and a Monday. We have over 36 speakers talking about everything anomalous. I just put out the poster for it today on our
Mhm.
socials over at Somewhere Skies on X and Threads and all that. So you can check
Ooh.
our full speaker list and the musicians we got playing music at the event. You can learn more about Anomicon at anomicon.com. I'll put it in the
Dope.
show notes as well. And
Yeah.
I can't wait, man. It's going to be a blast for sure.
Good.
And yeah,
Congrats, bud. I'm excited for you, man.
thank you so much. I appreciate
Of
that.
course.
But
Of course.
I never miss an amazing opportunity to talk wrestling with you, buddy. So let's have a celebratory ring of that bell and let's get out of here.
Bing, 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 bing. I don't know what that bell was. I was gonna do that. I was like, oh no, Bill did bong, bong, bong last week. I gotta find more bells.
We'll invest. We'll invest, guys. Join our Patreon.
This has been a production of LIONSGATE Sound. Please rate, review, and subscribe wherever possible. Thank you for listening.